Hi everyone. Today we're going to be reading or starting the story of the Frog Prince. It's probably one that you have heard before, or maybe you've seen the movie. This story is going to be in two different parts. So we're going to start the story today, and you're going to have this first video, and then you're going to come back and hear the second part of the story in another video. So let's go ahead and start reading the Frog Prince. Here we go. Once upon a time, a mighty king lived in a palace in the shadow of a dark, mysterious forest. He had only one child, a beautiful little girl with long, flowing hair, and her favorite plaything was a bright golden ball that looked just like the sun in the sky. Day after day, she would run and skip under the shadow of the huge forest trees, tossing and bouncing her ball to amuse herself. She liked to pretend that her ball was indeed the sun and that the whole wide world was hers to play with. One day, however, as she spun the ball in her little hands, it slipped from her fingers, rolled over the leafy ground, and fell, splash, into a deep well. So a well is a deep hole that has been dug to get water. She ran quickly to the edge of the well and peered in, but her beautiful golden toy had vanished into the darkness. So stop for a second and think about, how do you think she feels? She just lost her favorite toy. I wonder how she's feeling. She began to cry loudly because she was not used to disappointment, when she suddenly heard a timid, scratchy voice behind her saying, "What is the matter, princess?" Spinning around, she realized that the speaker was the ickiest frog she had ever seen. "I have dropped my ball into the well, and it is lost forever," she wailed. So wailed is another way to say she cried. The frog looked at her and blinked. "I could get it for you if... Oh, Froggy, I'd give you anything you want if you could get my lovely ball back. You could have my crown." "I do not want a crown," the frog said. "Or all my jewels," she offered. What would a frog do with jewels, he wondered. "I do not care," the princess snapped. "Just get my ball." Well, the frog said, "I do not want jewels, but I do want a friend. It is a lonely life being an icky frog. If I fetch your ball from the dark, chilly well for you, will you agree to be my friend forever afterwards and love me and share everything that you have with me?" So do you think the princess is going to agree to that? Let's see. Of course, the princess promised, but in her heart she thought, who cares what that old frog wants? He'll never leave this well anyway. The frog did not know her thoughts, however, and he dived eagerly down into the well. A few seconds later, he emerged from the well, holding the precious golden ball between two slimy, webbed hands. It was very cold down there, the frog remarked, but the princess was not listening. "Hooray," she cried, seizing the ball. She immediately ran back to the palace. The frog croaked after her. "Wait, I cannot run as fast as you." She ignored him, however, and considered the matter settled. So she thinks it's done. She thinks she's not going to have to see the frog anymore. She's got her ball back, and she can go back to her palace all by herself. But I wonder what's going to happen, because that's not what she promised the frog. That night, however, as the court feasted, the court includes the royal family and the people who help them. A loud knock sounded on the door. So who do you think is going to be at the door? Let's see. The princess loved visitors, so she ran to open the door. But who should stand on the palace stairs but the icky, warty frog? She slammed the door in its face and ran back to her delicious dinner on her golden plate. Behind the heavy wood door, though, she could hear him croaking, "Oh, careful, careful, Princess Fair. Promises are more than air." So fair means to be charming or pleasing. So being fair would be like doing something nice. "Who was at the door, my daughter?" asked the king. "Nobody, just an old frog," she said. She told him how the frog had retrieved her ball from the well, or he got the ball from the well, on the condition that she would be its friend and share everything she had with it forever afterwards. She thought her father would be pleased with how she had escaped the frog's demands, but to her surprise, he frowned. "Daughter, we must keep the promises we make. What kind of kingdom will we have if we all treated each other the way you have treated this poor frog?" "The frog kept his promise to you, and he helped you. Now, You must keep your promise to him. Go and let him in." The princess was shocked and wanted to refuse, but she could see her father's stern look that she had to obey. Unwillingly, she got up and opened the door. The frog was still sitting patiently at the steps of the palace where he saw the princess. He smiled happily. A smiling frog is quite a sight to behold, and bounced up and down with froggy glee. So he's happy or joy. So what do you think is going to happen next? Well, this is the end of our story for today, part 1. Come back tomorrow to see part 2 to find out what happens to the frog and the prince.